Hey, I wanted to show you what's next after you get an interview. So this group went and got a college readiness room interview. When you have your interview footage, you need to turn it in. If it's for Skeeto Bite News, then it needs to be on the network drive where other people can access it. So you're going to go connect to server. You should have that in there. Hit connect, and it will take you here. Under AV, latest footage, turn in here. Make a folder for whatever your interview is. This was College Room. Here is the file, and they title it College Ready Room 1019, because that's when they recorded the interview, October 2019, underscore Nuvia George Geo. Those were the people on the project. Next up, you got to make your project. So you're going to open Premiere, and you'll say New Project. And you need to title it according to the project. Here it was College Readiness 1119, because that's when they'll be editing it. Then you need to tell the project where to go. So you do that by browse, and you're going to find it on the network drive, the XSAN host. That's the network drive. And of course, once that opens up, you're going to latest footage, turn in here your folder, and that's where you'll put it. That way everybody can access it, and it's there ready for once it's produced, it's going on SB News. So that's the process for the files. Here are the files. Since it's on the network, all the files should be accessible. What I did is I pulled the interview in and I cut out the questions. So let me show you. Go to File, Import to get the video, or you could just drag it from the network drive. That's the easiest thing. So just drag it right in there. It will import it. You can see it has 2 copies. That's not because I imported it twice. That's because once you drag a copy down, it has your session, it has the original media, and then it has a copy of your session. So this is the whole session I got going here. So you can see now that's 523 because I dragged a different version. So when I got it in, we aren't going to use the interview questions. We are going to use the best of the interview. So I just trimmed it to where the interview questions were gone. And so I would, just judging by the audio, I can tell questions are here, 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 and here. And then I can just trim it to where the file is gone. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Trim out the questions, then you got to listen and you got to try to trim down even further with this. So you're skimming off all the extra stuff. And meanwhile, you're thinking about what do I want to get for B-roll to put in this video. So let me start up a B-roll file. Let's see, where could I do that? Of course not. I think I already did this, so I'm going to just search College Ready. Of course not. Okay, so I'll make a new one. File, new, Google Docs. It'd be best to put this on the SB News share drive. That's what that's for in Google, so that you guys can share docs. So, college. We're having internet trouble today. College readiness interview is what I would call it. And then, this is one way. Let me show you the other. The other is to just get this, double click, and now it comes up in the preview browser. And I'm just going to listen. And as I listen, I'm going to be looking for what are the best pieces of information here. Now notice in my shot down here, I got a lot closer of a shot. I got her eyes on the top thirds. That's because in this shot, her body's kind of on a third, but her eyes are in the middle of the shot. So what I had to do is I pulled this down and went to Effect Controls and adjusted the position and scale to bring this up. So if you want to adjust your shot, it's probably best to do pull down and trim down way, because then you only adjust your shot once. This method, where I'm looking in the media browser, will require that you adjust your shot each time you pull it down. So it may not be the best way to do that if you're going to do it like this. But I will show you this method. Basically, I'm just listening right here and I'm going to pick out what sounds like a good quote that I'll use.
College readiness. So the purpose of the college readiness.
She's talking about the purpose of the college readiness room. That's something I may use. I'm going to push I. That marks the end point of the clip that I want to use.
So the purpose of the college readiness room is for all students, seniors, and juniors to come in to work on college applications if they need help registering for SAT or ACT. Also, if they want to look for scholarships or work on the financial aid application that they need for college. We're also the room is also available if they just want to talk about like what the college experience is like what majors there are to study. Like if they're not sure what they want to study, they can always come to A1 to the college readiness room to study and to talk about like what options there are for each student.
Okay.
When is the best time for a student to come by?
Okay, so what I heard in there is SAT, ACT work. I want a shot of something like that or a graphic. Let's see. And that was long. It didn't have many stumbles. I think we can use all of this. So
if they want to study, they can always come to A1 to the college readiness room to study and to talk about like what options there are for each student.
Press O to mark the out point. Now, I have the choice. I could drag down just the video or just the audio. Of course, I want the video and the audio. I'll cover the video later, but I want them together so I don't have to worry about, oh, her lips are moving at a different time as the audio. So I'm just going to drag this whole thing down. And now I got that. Now I'm going to listen on.
Usually the best time to come by is
time to come by. That would be an important thing to have. So I'm going to press I to mark the end point. You see it moved. I really want to get rid of the
Usually the best time to come by is either during their first, second, or fourth period, just because like me and Mr. Hill go to the cafeteria every through the lunch period. So that's, I believe, the third period of each day. That's where we can have more access to students. They can come to us, ask questions about like college, like if they want to sign up, they can let us know. So our availability is usually during the first, second, and fourth period.
Okay. So really, she kind of stuttered around about when they go to lunch. We don't need that. Let's see if we could just get her summary. So I marked the out point, but let's change the end point.
No, so our availability.
Right here.
So our availability is usually during the first, second, and fourth period. Availability is let us know. So our can let us know. So our availability is
I want to get the very beginning of that.
Availability is usually during the first,
keep playing.
First, second, and fourth period.
Okay. Some other things I want is shots of what the readiness room looks like. For that, times, I want a title. So I'm going to have a list of times they're most available. So you see, I grabbed that, dragged it down. Now later I may adjust the order. But I'm just trying to get the pieces of info I want to make sure I have here.
For example, we also... so we provide, for example, we also try to help out...
That's kind of weird. We provide, for example...
Try to help out students if they're on free reduced lunch. We help them out with the fee waivers, fill out the college applications, register for the SAT, ACT if they want to take it one or two times. We also provide assistance with applying.
So some keywords I'm hearing for shots are reduced lunch, help students. I want shots of them doing that.
For FAFSA or TASFA, which is the financial aid for each student that they have to apply for to get funding from the government to pay for college.
Where do you see your students in the future?
Okay. So that would probably come before the availability because I want to hear what they do more before availability. So I'm moving this back and now I'm going to drag this. So basically you're trying to get the key points and put them in the order. I already have it outlined with the good video here. So instead of that, it's best to just trim down what you don't want, just like this, and adjust the order. And use this as a resource for what shots are you going to get to finalize your stuff. And that's how you do it. Later, you'll get the shots and position them. I have this labeled because I don't think this will be used. You label by right-click, label,